Okay, hey, how is everybody doing today? We're gonna quickly go through and just kind of explain exactly how we're gonna use this and how the software works and whatnot. It's not too complicated, all things considered. So we will first grab, let's just say, I wanted to do this right here. So we'll add this to my hand, and now it is in my hand. And we'll look through this. So we obviously have the name. The reference image is right here. If you go into files, so you're able to see that a little more clearly. And then after that, you go through the category. So what the, as you can see, we have project tags and whatnot. So it kind of goes through that. And then the incentive tier. So that's our incentive structure that we've spoken about before. The try budget, what that's talking about is just kind of like the goal on what you want to get your tries around. It obviously doesn't have to. Our soft cap is around 55K for this model specifically, but that doesn't mean that you cannot go over that by any means. It just means try and not, if possible. Texture sets, this is just explaining like what type of textures and what we want it to look like. This is the quality of the textures. Textile density, material slots. So this is basically how many slots of materials. So like if we want, for instance, this has two possible material slots, which means that we can use two separate materials on the door. This is just a description explaining kind of like what we're going for and whatnot. And then these notes for each individual asset, depending on what it is, it might have VFX, like animations and whatnot, audio cues, that type of stuff. So that's kind of like where that would be found and whatnot. But the most important thing is here. Hold on, let's save this now because I clicked off of it. There's this button down here called Journey. Journey is going to pull up the pipeline that actually is taking you through every single process and step. So we'll click create 13 cards right now. There we are. And then that's going to pop up right here, 13 sub cards, right? So now, for instance, let's say we would first need to get this reviewed. Oopsie, sorry. So we would mark this as this, and then you would fill this out, right? So you'd be like, I need to start this process. This is the asset that I'm trying to start, and that'll get my go ahead and my check to make sure that it's all good to go, right? So, oopsie. Now, let's say, for instance, we got past that, and now, if we need a reference or a concept, you mark this as done as well, and you just slowly go through this. You'll notice that there's some review spots. So, for instance, this high poly review, that's important. Do not just click done. That's going to be a review from me or somebody else on the dev team. So just try and get somebody else's opinion and whatnot. Usually try and get me if you can, or a lead. Cougar is our lead right now, so you can contact him about it as well. And then we have another check right here, a check integration, and then a final QA for approval. And you just, every single step that you see, just try and make sure that you're staying consistent with marking it. And if you have questions and whatnot, just don't be scared to ask questions, that's a-okay with me. But is there anything else I can think of? When you're in here, once again, you can just grab whatever. Right now, this stuff right here is popping up because we don't have a filter on. So if we put like an asset filter on, so subtask didn't pop up, these would go away. So you would just see these. But yeah, more or less, that's kind of how the software is going to function. We obviously have all 5 of these. Focus on critical demo slice 1 and gameplay essentials first. These are absolutely important. The must-dos of our task list. We do not have a timeline or vision board set up for any of these yet. I may down the line. I just kind of wanted to get this out and whatnot, but I'll go through this with everybody. If you have any questions or anything, just send me a message. Once again, you know who I am. I appreciate it. Thank you.